so loud.
Let me get back to real estate, you know?
Welcome, guys. You really like to play it out.
Yeah, gotta let it ride.
I guess you for the celebration of the birthday.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday!
Happy 1 year, guys!
Yay! Okay, we get it, Christian. Thank you.
And we're back.
Coming at you live from Mike's basement.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome to Two Baltimorons with Heather Kelley and Andrea Soto.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. This is our 1 year anniversary.
Woo, woo, woo.
Gang shit, 52 episodes.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank
That's
you guys for
insane.
tuning in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shout out to Jeff Bisker for watching every single one of them. We love you, man.
We love Goosehead.
I hope your ankle's okay.
Isn't his Achilles
Tendon.
heel the same thing?
Something like that. Something
Yeah.
down there.
I don't
Look,
know,
man, I was
actually
wearing
had
a
no
boot
idea.
not so long ago as well, so I feel your pain.
Y'all are troopers.
Yeah.
So, how's your year going?
It's going good. Are we doing our little 6-month
good,
check-in on the
I
business
think-
plan?
I mean, we could.
We could do that.
I was going to talk about how this year is compared to last, and then also different challenges that we're facing, or even like more positive things that we're seeing.
Okay.
So,
Who wants to kick us off?
Oh.
Heather.
Heather.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never get picked for anything. I'm just kidding. I do. But what I'm seeing, so this is my first full year in the business. It was last month was my first full year with the team.
Okay.
So I think I've come a very long way. First of all, I want to myself. But I think we've seen the market slow down a little bit, but I think especially as we've kind of doubled down on our work and the 90-day rule and keeping all of these things in mind, I think I've seen a lot of progression and a lot of, I don't know, just a lot of movement. I'm hearing a lot from my clients. I've been out on a good amount of showings and been writing a lot more offers than I have in the last couple of months. So while I do understand what's going on in the market, I feel like the people that are motivated are really in there and ready to put the work in. So I'm excited by what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think
for
you've been crushing it, like coming to the office all the time, making calls. Last week when you had, I don't know, when I thought I could like catch back up to you, I logged in and I was like, all right, I'm gonna make one call real quick and then I'll see what her score is at. She had like 46 and I was still in 20. I was like, there's no way I'm catching up. And it was already like 5:30. I had somewhere to be in 30 minutes. I was like, could I squeeze in another 20?
And we were tied for appointments too, right?
Yeah.
And I'd already put up the layup because I had texted someone, hey, I saw this property. I think you would love it.
Yeah.
Let me know. And then she texted me back like right after Mike texted and
like,
was like,
okay,
Heather's
say less.
leaderboard. And she was like, okay, great. And I was like, let me put that into my follow-up boss real quick. I loved it. That was great.
That's awesome. But yeah, I think you've been putting in a lot of work and, seeing it start to like pay off and be more active and all the clients that you're working with. It's really cool.
Yeah.
What are some things like that you think helped you get there?
I think one is that we've been doing a lot of stuff that are active in the community, like taking advantage of different events that are going on. Like we've been a part of Trolley Tour and we've done a lot of events recently. And I think especially because people are in all different stages going into the Trolley Tour. Some are already submitting offers and some are like, I mean, I heard about this from a friend and said, why not?
Right.
So you have everything in between. And so to watch that warm up, we had some last year, we had some early this year where there are people ready to go. So the culmination of all of those, the wedding expos that we've done, because when you're changing and you have big life transitions, obviously like there are real estate needs in that, and just educating people and having them understand like you're going to be paying $2,500 a month one way or another. Like, do you want to be building equity, or like, are you looking to move around and have less ties? Whatever you're looking for, we can help you. Let's just figure that out. I think it's also about having the conversations and like building the confidence in it. I think all of those things are.
Yeah. Something that I've started to notice is like talking to people. If the phone call doesn't go well, it's just like, all right, fuck it, on to the next one. Like,
Yeah.
Like I'm still in the same position I was in if I didn't have that conversation.
Right.
But if I can make something of it, okay, I'm just bettering my life, the people around me, and the person that I'm working with.
Agreed.
So like we're just here to do our job and show up, make phone calls, do what we have to do. And when it pays off, it'll pay off. But we just got to keep,
Agreed. And I think conversations in general are just getting easier. Like friends and family asking me like, how's the market? I'm not like, oh my God, how is the market?
Yeah.
wait a second, like this is my job, but
Yeah.
like interfacing your work and your personal life
It's tough.
and oh my God, like what if I'm wrong? Like what if I'm not the best source of information? Like
Yeah.
that feeling. Yeah.
I think it's tough to bridge like this fear and like family gap.
Agreed.
Because I don't know if it's just me, but I can never tell if they're like really serious or like, oh hey, how are things in the market? Like we've been kind of like thinking about going to this other neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, oh, have you been thinking about it, or have you been actually like looking in the market, trying to figure out what your plan is?
Define thinking.
Right. Like how serious are you, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're very serious, I can help you out. And it's just, I don't know, it's tough sometimes for me to be able to like draw the line between like the friendship or the family relationship they have to like
Yeah.
now business partners.
And then the like, hey, I know you didn't pick up my last 2 calls.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah. I mean, that I've tried to like come up with new reasons to call people, whether it's just like, hey, is there anything that I can do for you today? Or like, hey, I'm sending out these annual equity mailers. I thought about you. I think it's cool that we've had events back to back to back to back, because it's just like more
Keeping the momentum
yeah,
flow.
Yeah. So whether it's the Wedding Expo, whether it's Trolley Tour, whether it's our new home buyer event coming up June 22nd at 6:30 at Universal Title in Baltimore.
If you're wondering.
If you want to know.
Right.
We're going to have a
if
lender,
you're-
a title affiliate there to walk through the home buying process and some of the common misconceptions.
I think having those events back to back to back, it opens my range of like what I can say to people on the phone.
Agreed.
And it's awesome because it's whether it's like, hey, here's how the market's, here's an event that we have coming up I think can benefit you, or do you know anybody that could benefit from something like this? Like all the conversations are like pretty similar, but being able to provide new content or new ideas is great.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I think that was like one of Mike's biggest things. I think doing so much content and making it so consistent as it is making sure that value add is still there, you know. So it is a conversation piece with everyone that we, you know, touch in our sphere.
Yeah.
Which is definitely important.
Okay, now on to like maybe some struggles that you've had.
I think we just kind of went over them, like the timidity and presenting myself as a trusted advisor or a local expert.
Yeah.
Like that just seems so wild to me.
Yeah.
But then I'll have conversations and be like, oh my God, look at all the value I just had. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
You're like, damn, I know my shit.
Yeah, it's kind of the offset. But I think just I have a full-time job. I think that too, as I'm trying to transition, obviously, like I'm already here 5 days a week. I'm working on the weekends. I'm doing showings.
Yeah.
Like I would without a doubt say that I'm full-time in real estate. And I don't think I could necessarily say that before. But I think now it's just about when I have one schedule that changes all the time, how do I align my first schedule?
That's gonna be tough.
Like it's just hard. And then keeping the 4 quadrants in line and all of those, I would say my biggest struggles would be like the timidity. And I think that just takes education, like confidence through education. I think that's something, it's one of our values. And I think in what you were just saying about Mike, like having the consistency and having us do this and just constantly reinforcing that, like we get Elevate, we get marketing, we get all of these little tidbits of education and skills and tools. And then all of this is like the games that you get to play in school where you draw your letters and shaving cream and shit like that. So you can like actively be practicing these things, but it doesn't seem like, okay, well, pull your whiteboards out. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I think
different avenues of education that I really appreciate.
Yeah, I think it's overall structure.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest value that I think the team adds is like the consistency of everything that we do is to not only respect ourselves, but the others around us and like what we hold ourselves accountable to. So, you know, if you can hold yourself accountable to respect others and to go to certain meetings that you have committed yourself to, hold yourself accountable to your own goals, to your own structure that you implement, because that's what you want to do and that's how you want to run your business.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what it's like trying to balance the restaurant kind of job and this.
It's
like
I appreciate that of you.
I feel like it's very
Because sometimes
difficult.
I feel like you don't get it.
Someone was like,
No,
how old are you?
Like
Yesterday.
I
I was like, they were like, where do you find the energy? I'm like, Celsius.
I am very
3
fortunate.
for $6 at your local 7-Eleven today.
I'm very fortunate with the way that things played out in real estate. Like getting out of the restaurant industry, my lease ended. I went back home for a little bit, and like COVID was still like on and off, and like didn't
But
really
it was
have,
a big conduit for that transition for
yeah,
you.
yeah, it helped out a lot because I didn't necessarily need to jump into like a new full-time job right away. I could test the waters with real estate and see where it leads me. And then at a certain point, I don't know if I like had this like decision in my head or it just like happened.
David Goggins
I was
happened.
just, well, that really did.
David Goggins
And then I
happened.
kinda-
Because now Ricky Caruth is happening, bro.
Oh, yeah. I kind of like went all in with it.
Yeah, I think you definitely dove like head first.
You had
Yeah.
a very unique and specific transition into full-time real estate.
Yeah,
and I think that was
it's-
also your level of commitment that you decided to
Yeah.
bring for yourself.
And right now, I don't know. I'm like my struggles are way different than they were last year. Like,
so walk us through. It's your turn. Walk us through.
the struggles that I'm facing, it's just like,
Well, first, why don't we start with your positives?
No, we're already on struggles. Let him do struggles,
Okay,
and
fine.
he can end it on a high note.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
hopefully my score is higher than 52 today.
God, it fucking better be.
Struggles, just like
If not, he's fired.
I've been like just trying to schedule as many appointments, talk to as many people, and it's like coming to terms with like you're not seeing the payoff right away, and some people might be farther out, or some people might want to buy now. It's just like all the things. I think the biggest thing right now that I'm struggling with is just like maintaining the fun and like other things I want to do in life, like keeping that stuff,
Yeah.
being
Yes.
active in that stuff and doing real estate at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I went to a Dead show the other day and I haven't gone to a concert since like February. But then also on the flip side of that, I'm going to be out of town for like 3 weekends next month. So it's like, then I'm trying to cram all this stuff in, like as many appointments, as many meetings as I can. So then when I'm away, I can completely focus on being away. I think it's like
your time on versus the time off you
and
know you're
it's difficult.
taking.
It's difficult for me to like be able to put the phone down or like, I don't want to say not answer one of my clients, but at some point, like in the day, like whether it be 5 p.m. or 7 p.m., it's just going to have to wait till tomorrow. And being able to draw that line and be focused on whatever else I'm doing in life, whether it be like hanging with friends or family, or I'm going out to this event or I'm doing that, it's just, that's the tough part for me.
Heard. So I would say ours are kind of similar. Like,
Yeah.
yes, they're like different dynamics, but I think you also have the same issue. But it's like the pendulum swing of real estate being so flexible, like because there are no set hours, no one's telling you to come into the office. Like that's also the greatest weakness of it, because no one's standing over you saying like, hey, like maybe you should take a break. Like you're a little stressed out, or like no one's saying like, hey, you know you could be working harder right now and you're not. Like,
Yeah, I think I have the same exact problem as you, but the opposite of where I'm okay with not working enough.
Well, yeah. Well,
And then that's what I struggle with.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
Exactly.
it doesn't like I overvalue the things that I find fun. And
Okay.
I undervalue the things that allow me to do those things, which is work and provide for myself and provide a living. So it's like if I don't do those things, like I fuck myself over. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel like the issue with that is like there's a difference between fun and the things that like fill your cup and like the things that you're investing into. And it's like, yeah, hanging with Rob is fun, but like you're also investing your time. Like that's also like a future that you are working towards, and like you're building that foundation now. So it's like I see what you're saying, and I'm in the same boat, which is why I'm saying this. But like I feel like I'm not, but at the same time, like especially when it's like we set aside time to do something specific, like this is building into our relationship and what we are working for. Like I feel like
we work for fulfillment,
it's not fun.
You know?
It's like there are things that we do that are like fun, but it's also like there's a degree where I feel like that's legitimately you investing your time at the same time for a payoff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So it's like I feel like there's a difference, and finding that line helps to like differentiate and help you idealize
well,
that.
what Mike has always said is like real estate gives us the opportunity to go enjoy these other things, whether it be concerts or relationships with other people, as to where other people, like if they were to want to have like a Tuesday off, okay, well now you got to put in 2 weeks ahead time. You have to make this entire like thing of plans. It's where if like real estate, if you've been busting your ass for 2 weeks, month, whatever time it is, and you're just like, oh, I want the day off. All right, well just don't schedule anything.
Yeah.
You know? And then also like what defines the day of work. So like if I'm just showing someone a house or two in the morning on like a Saturday, people come to me like, oh, you're working on a Saturday, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm showing 2 houses at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I'll be done by 11. Am I working? No. What else would I be doing? I don't know. I could go out to brunch, but maybe I'll do something later in the day. Like there's still so much opportunity and room for us to start living, I guess, right?
Find the pleasure in the little things.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think real estate gives us the opportunity. And that's kind of how I always looked at it, because Mike just kind of ingrained it into me in a sense. So
I'm glad that you're finally going over the hump of figuring that out, of seeing where your balance is between work and things that you enjoy outside of work.
it's still a big mental thing, and I don't
And I think
I
that's
see that, but
yeah.
it's also like it's starting to, and
Yes.
we've all had this conversation over the past couple of months, and like just watching it come full circle
Yeah.
is so interesting.
it is very interesting watching you go through.
We're very proud.
no, thank you.
What are the 5 stages? I guess not the 5 stages of grief, but like the
Like it's denial,
Yeah.
acceptance, anger,
yeah.
grief. I don't know. I'm
Jesus.
Yeah.
grief, depression,
Live in this like dark corner behind like, depression.
I wish you guys could see her. She's literally like sitting in the dark by herself on a couch, like hunched over.
Okay, but I don't know what these 5. Is that even the right thing?
It is. It's denial is definitely the first one. Then anger, then like bargaining.
Yeah.
Then depression, then acceptance.
That's what it is.
I feel like you're in acceptance.
I
right
said
now.
denial, acceptance.
I think reading has helped out a lot
You skipped the
too.
steps that you didn't.
Yeah.
And I haven't dedicated as much time to reading as I have. I finished one of our books for book club. But the thing is, whenever I would go buy a book at Barnes & Noble for book club, I'd like see all these other books on the shelf, like, oh, that looks interesting. Just pick up way too many. So I have like 20, 30 of them sitting on my dresser.
What
And
if
I've
we
read-
started doing like, you know, the boxes where you take one, leave one? Let's do
Oh,
one here.
well, that would be cool.
I have a couple
actually.
of them in my neighborhood.
There's one in Canton that I grabbed a book out of a couple weeks ago. I haven't read anything yet from it, but it's a book about leadership by Jocko.
Jocko.
Yeah, you're like, of course it is. When I saw that book in the mailbox, I was like, all right, this has my name
Heather's
on
gonna
it.
hate me. You're not even over Ricky Carruth. Give it a minute, bud.
And then I started reading Meditations by Marcus. I don't know if I'm
Aurelius.
Yeah, and that was like I'm still reading it. I pick it up from time to time because I feel like it's almost like pick it up when you need it, and you can always get something from it.
Have you tried walking meditations?
Just like going for a walk.
With like a guided meditation? It's like for walking.
Huh. I mean, going for walks are great in itself. I've never done a guided meditation walk before.
I think it's Gary Vee that I heard about doing them.
Isn't
or
he a
something
social
like
media
that.
guy?
He is. I don't know how.
I feel like these social media people
he's
just
got
do
his hand
just
in
about
like
everything.
literally every pot. It's so funny because I've heard about him, but I only know him because I listened to a podcast where his current girlfriend was like talking, and I don't know if it was a Skinny Confidential or what, but basically she was talking about like his habits and how she came to find everything and whatever. It's just really interesting.
Yeah.
But she was talking about walking meditations and how she really liked them, so I tried them. Such a fan.
Yeah.
So cool.
Okay. Cool. All right. I
Good
think.
shit.
Did you talk about your good?
No.
Or
Well,
just your negative?
no, you didn't.
Oh, okay. Now we're on the upslope.
Yeah.
Positive things, just like coming to, I guess, that acceptance stage of like how everything's playing in my life, rather
And
than like
everything's rounding itself out.
yeah, like just letting it be, rather than like fighting it or feeling some type of way. Like a lot of these things are just happening. They're natural. It's nothing like personal. And from that book, Meditations, like he talks about things that are happening around you. Like there's a reason it's happening, whether it be Mother Nature, just faith, or whatever the hell you want to call it. If you go and fight that, like nothing can fight Mother Nature, what's supposed to happen. So like you just have to let it roll. You have to accept it and just kind of keep on moving. And you got to take whatever you can and like learn from it. And maybe you can, I don't want to say change things the next time around, but kind of know what to expect. Maybe make it even a better experience, I should say. So coming to that like acceptance stage of everything.
And good shit.
I would say that's the positive thing. I mean, business
Yeah.
is still like pretty good. I would say I'm working much harder than I am last year, for about the same amount of deals, I would say. But where I'm at appointment wise, I think I'm higher. Just like conversion isn't as high as I'd like it to be, but just give it some time and keep doing my thing, and hopefully I can see like a boom sometime soon.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not like super worried about it. Like, I still want to be successful. I still want to make my calls, schedule the appointments, make the money I want to make. But, you know, like when the time comes, I'm not going to stress out about it anymore.
Yeah.
I swear, like when my first year of real estate, maybe in some places last year, if I had a deal either fall through or my client like got out of the market or whatever, not that it would throw a fit, but it would like affect me in some type of way. I might be upset or annoyed or sad or mad, whatever. And now it's just like, okay, whatever. Like I'll go call 30
On
other
to the
people.
next,
yeah.
yeah.
You know? So I think all is pretty positive. Just depends on how you look at it.
I would agree.
So
Good for you.
batter up.
Excuse me.
Do we want to start with the positive, negative? I feel like just go negative.
Why go negative?
I don't know. That's how I started.
What the fuck? The good angel.
But why? I mean, if we start negative again, I like Heather's point of like we end on a positive note.
Yeah.
You know, it's also like
did
Mike's
say
thing
that.
about like when you walk into a house, would you rather go up 2 flights of stairs or down two? Right? Like if there's a basement in an upper level, I feel like this is kind of like the same thing, but you got to look at it a little differently.
I mean, I feel like that you still have to go up and down the stairs the same exact amount of times.
Yeah, but
it's just psychologically.
It's just
What do you want to do first?
I mean, yeah, but it's also like endurance, stuff like that. Like other stuff come into play. Like it's the same amount. It's just walking up 2 flights of stairs.
Your client's
In
winded
the
when they
same
get up
time.
to the master, and they're like, "It's not even that good. It's not even that good. Let me get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
I became winded for this. You know.
They're like, you know what? I don't know if I could do stairs now. I would say my struggle, I guess more recently was definitely my social media has definitely like took a very downturn of like activity. So I'm very thankful to have like a team that, you know, provides content for us and like has that as an opportunity to uphold some standard on our pages. But I think, I mean, I guess I wouldn't really count it as a negative. I mean, I think I'm definitely focusing a lot more on actually getting in there and like doing work instead of being on social media and being like a TikTok realtor.
I can kind of like relate to it because I was putting out some videos like probably 2 or 3 a week, and it would take up a lot of my editing, like the time editing.
Yeah.
It was too much, right? And I'm taking away from other things, and so like I kind of cut it down to one, and now like I'm lucky if I get one out. So I'm trying to like maybe do just more photos and a mix of everything.
Yeah.
But like you go to these events and like social media this, social media that, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah. Social media don't pay your bills. Let me tell you that.
Like again, what if you just made like 30 phone calls a day?
Yeah.
Instead of, let's say, 10 videos a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where are you going to pay out, right? Someone on Instagram with 1,000 followers or even 500 or 700, you know, are you going to have as much reach as these people with like 30,000 or 50,000 or any of these people that we follow on social media? Yeah, you could have that like one time 15-minute of fame, right? But how much is that going to pay off? Rather than if you were to go make 30 phone calls over the next 30 phone calls a day over the next week, month, whatever, what's going to be the return on both?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So I don't think it's anything wrong to keep posting on social media, but I think you have to find the balance and just be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not stressing that I'm not putting out any videos. Yeah, it'd be nice, but maybe it's just where you're at. You're dedicating time to other things and you're seeing value in these other things.
Mm-hmm. And I think it is that, like, I think I was in a very extreme part, and I'm thankful for that time. Like I wouldn't go back and change it because, you know, I am very thankful for, you know, the things that I've grown on my pages, and, you know, people look at my page and, you know, they automatically, you know, they're like, oh, like, let me talk to you, you know, and I have people that look on my page and they ask real estate questions in terms of like getting their license and stuff. So like, I'm glad that my page can showcase who I really am, and like I put myself out there at that time and, you know, was able to grow that. But I think I was in a very extreme state of doing that for such a long time, and now I'm in a very extreme state of just working and not really posting and putting my time into other things, like, you know, making money and making sure that, you know,
Getting that bread up.
trying to get that bread up, you know. So it's like
Get your money up, not your funny up.
but yeah, so I think that's definitely been I want to say a struggle.
Okay.
In comparison to where I was last year to where I am right now. You know, I think consistency will always be one of my struggles. You know,
That's
having
for.
ADD does not help. Gotta find a new primary physician for some medication. But you know, that's always going to be a struggle. I think as adults, you know, our priorities change, our necessities change to what we find fulfillment in.
What's to not to interrupt, but like to piggyback off that, I think we're exposed to so much shit nowadays.
Yeah.
And like I fucking work real estate. I'm a deadhead. And then like I see some random shit on Instagram or TikTok and I'm like, oh my God, I want to get fucking more into that. I want to go buy a mountain bike and take it down, I don't know, the steepest mountain on the East Coast, right? And I want to have a full on helmet, do a backflip or something. Like that's me. I want to do that, you know?
Is that for your For You page right now?
No, it has been before.
Okay.
You know, but we're exposed to so much shit. And then I feel like, again, we get this like fix off of social media and how other people are living their lives without making the decision of how we want to or what we really care about.
Yeah. So it's been nice. It's definitely been nice, like trying to refocus what I've been putting my energy into. So I guess that's kind of a downturn, but not too much, you know? There's good in the bad in the good. Always will be. But in terms of positive, I guess on track, I think I'm definitely a lot more in control of my income consistently. Sorry. Not necessarily like my actions, like in my phone calls every day, but like more of like the things that I have invested my time into, they have brought me consistency in my real estate. So I'm very thankful for the relationships that I've built and, you know, the fact that my, you know, pipeline has grown over the past year. And I think I'm definitely seeing a lot more in my pipeline return in this past couple of months than I have, you know, in the past 2 years of being licensed, which is really nice.
To kind of sum up, I think where we're all at. Have you all seen The Matrix?
I mean, I was going to get that fucking look from you.
Cannot,
I've fallen asleep through it. I just can't tell you.
I mean, like, I kind of remember it, but like, it's so fucking old.
So if I say, if you choose the red pill or the blue pill, would you have known? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, theoretically.
I don't remember what each one does.
So
thank you.
The red pill and the blue pill represent a choice between the willingness to learn a potential, unsettling or life-changing truth. The blue pill is remaining in the contented experience of ordinary reality that you live, right? I think over the past year, even couple of months, or even in our current present time, like we're in that red pill like process, like having life-changing truth, or trying new things, or experiencing new things, and this is kind of where we're at right now. And I think we all could kind of say that.
Yeah.
Right?
We know that we're not at our end. You know, we're not.
Well, that's not necessarily what it's saying, but like, you know, there's people that are out there that just live like, I don't know, their everyday life, just kind of being like a zombie or whatever, right? And
I think I'll be content in the future. I think I'm working towards content and being okay with being in
and by all means, there's nothing wrong with being content. And that's not what I'm saying. I think what I'm saying on a more, I'm trying to be optimistic about it because I feel like that was a little negative, but like, we're experiencing things. We're starting to live. We're having all these changes. Yeah. It could have, you know, we could be sad about it, mad about it, but at the end of the day, it's only here to make us grow. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah. You know, this past year, whether it be the podcast, whether it be real estate, or what we've learned in the past 6 months with the brokerage change, with just business change, a CRM change, like all of this shit. I think we've experienced more in the past 6 months, even year, than we have in the past like full 2 years of real estate that we've been licensed, or any new licensee has experienced in their first 2 years. Yeah. Like the amount of shit we've seen.
Market change and business change.
Right. Like so much. Like we've seen the market change from like COVID to kind of slow last year. And then where we're at now, it's really competitive again. Right. We changed from Berkshire Hathaway to EXP. That whole thing, how long do you think that took? Like,
probably took 2 months.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, right? I think now we're in that stage of finally getting back into the groove. Yeah. We're not worried about paperwork. We're not worrying about how we're going to be operating, right? what was the other thing I had mentioned?
CRM
I
change.
literally
CRM change.
submitted
Literally-
2 offers. One day it was Berkshire Hathaway. The next day it was EXP.
EXP.
And we went under contract on the EXP one.
That's
shit.
cool. But yeah, so and then we had a CRM change. Like there's so
2.
many. Huh?
2. We had 2 CRM changes because we got Boomtown in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then we changed in the middle of the year.
Yeah, but I think this change was a little bit more significant because there was so much other shit going on at one time.
Yeah.
But like again, I think we've experienced so much more. And I don't mean to say this in like a bragging way, but like I think also like we should be proud of ourselves of where we're at right now because of all the shit that's happened the past 6 months, year, and that we're still continuing just to be like on the grind.
We're still here on our 52nd
We're still alive.
52nd episode of consistency on this podcast.
Would it be 52nd or would it be the 53rd?
51.
51.
51st.
Trash fandom.
Gang.
Well,
You
congratulations to us for keeping consistency through the
I don't know which
tough
one's the
year.
No. Okay. No, all right. Well, I'm giving up on that. It was supposed to be a clap.
There you go.
Well, do you all have anything else to say, to add?
No.
All right, gang. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on our 1-year anniversary. My name's Christian Olson. You can follow me on Instagram at Christian the Deadhead. And how can they find you, Heather?
Heather Kelley 230. That's my Instagram and everything else, essentially.
That's true. That is true. You guys can reach me. Same thing, Andrea _Soto. You can find everything else in there.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye, guys.